Got brass in pocket, gunpowder, I'm gonna use it. Intention of feeling mental, gonna make you notice. Got motion, restrained emotion. Tears are too dear, you won't let them flow. Oh, 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 oh,
Hello? Hello?
Hold on a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you came. Oh
yeah,
my...
I said I would. I
Oh
just
my
got
God.
your message though, and I just texted them. My bad.
It's been so long, man. I like crazy, but I made some upgrades. The show's now in 1080p. We've been shooting at 720p for the entire year. What a fucking year. Oh my God.
Yeah, seriously.
Ah, look who made it to the party.
Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year. Obviously we're gonna have to talk about what everybody did for the new year. But how are you feeling?
Me?
Yeah, emotionally, how are you feeling? Jet.
Cobra Kai.
Dude, right? Oh my God. Hold on, we'll get to that. Happy New Year, Jet. Thank you for popping in. I think Lux is here, but I haven't heard him yet. Jet, Happy New Year. How are you feeling, bro?
Great.
Great?
Did you say hungry or not great?
So I'm feeling incredible.
Wow. Did you quit your job?
No, I didn't quit my job.
All right. You're a little bit low, so if you can like get close to the mic or some shit.
Yeah, okay. That's because I have old headphones in right now.
Hey. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you still got a job and you're still happy. That's good. Duff, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Feeling tired, but
No.
otherwise
Emotionally, how you
fine.
feeling?
I feel okay.
No, how you feeling? Emotion, using a word of emotion. Do I have to pull up a chart for like emotions for people? I think. Hold on, I got you, Duff.
I know. I'm trying to think. I'm not. I kind of don't feel anything.
It's kind of hard to describe emotions because we don't really talk about them very often, right? Like, I'll go back to Jet. Jet, how do you feel right now? What is the emotion that you feel? Motion.
I'm a little bit tired.
I was gonna say I can give you guys the top 10 emotions.
Yeah. Anxious. But I'm happy that the week's almost over.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll take tired. At least you guys know it. I'm what's the word? Fatigued and tired. Why are we all tired? It's not that late. It's only 9:30 on the East Coast.
I've been going to bed at like 9:30. That's
dude,
my bedtime.
I've been fucking passing the fuck out. Okay, so check this out. I had a realization that the main reason why I stay up so late is because I simply do not want the next day to come so quickly. Because then I have to go to work, or I have to do work, you know? So I avoid it by staying up till 3 a.m. and only getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Do you guys do this? Because the way I came to this conclusion is that like during vacation, during the holidays, I fucking pass the fuck out at 10, 11 p.m. No problem. I pass the fuck out. No. What'd you
I
do?
don't know.
What'd you do for New Year, Def?
I was quarantined, so I did nothing.
Did you at least you do a Zoom call or some shit?
Nope.
Wow. All right. Well, you had dinner. Did you make some special dinner? Did you get anything for Christmas, for Hanukkah, for?
No, I was quarantined over the holidays. I had COVID.
You had COVID?
Yeah, I got it before Christmas.
Welcome to the club.
Wow. So you got diagnosed. Do you have your taste and smell?
It's not fully back, no. But that's how I knew I had it.
Lux is having problems. I mean, I can hear you guys just fine. Oh, that's right. He has a BlackBerry. This guy. I don't know what's going on. You know what? You might need to check your settings, man. You might need to check. Oh, really? Totally working. No, I mean the settings in Discord. Like, there's a gear. Oh. Oh, you can hear yourself? I mean, you might want to just try and toggle them and or reboot whatever you got.
Yeah, when did you have it? Over the holidays too, or before?
Me? I had it in the beginning of December.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So do you have your taste and smell or what?
Do I have mine? Yeah, I have mine too.
What about you, Duff?
I don't have it. It's not fully back.
You don't have it fully back. Did you
Yeah,
have
things don't taste like the same.
Did you have like a really foul smell? Jet said that he did have smell,
No. I didn't.
Interesting.
I guess I had a pretty mild case. I felt like I had a cold the Friday before Christmas. Like I woke up, I was like, kind of like a head cold. Didn't really pay any attention to it. Then I lost my sense of taste and smell on Monday before Christmas, and I got tested on Tuesday, like Monday night. And I realized it because when I get sick, I don't like take medicine. I just usually like make myself a hot toddy and call it a night. And I made one Sunday night, and I woke up Monday feeling pretty good. And I went to go make one Monday night, and I could not smell the Jameson. So I was like, this is kind of weird. Let me take a taste. And I took a shot, couldn't taste it, but like felt the burning of it and like the sensation of it going down my throat. But like didn't like taste the alcohol. So then I kind of was trying to eat and smell and, do a bunch of things, and I couldn't do any of it. So I got a positive test on Tuesday.
Damn.
So I even did everything with my family over Christmas, but like my mom and my sister took up my dog because it was just a pain in the ass to have him here.
I have never, to my knowledge, knock on wood, have gotten it. And everybody, like almost everybody I know has had it at like one point or another.
I have no idea how I got it. Not a clue.
My coworker got it. I guess he was traveling, or he went to Egypt, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, he went to Egypt, and then he must have got the second strain because I guess it's more contagious or something. Gave it to his family, and then gave it to an entire other family. And so the whole family, the mother, the father, the children, are all COVID positive.
So nobody, I don't know how I got it, but my neighborhood is currently the number one, or has the most highest, however it's said, cases right now. My zip code has, in all of New York City, it has the most. It's like 18% or something like that. It's crazy high. But I found out, I thought I got it from my mom because she wasn't feeling well before me, and I had seen her like for a couple of days before I tested positive, but she got her rapid test and everything was negative. It wasn't until like the day before New Year's that she got her diagnostic test back that said that she was positive.
Yeah, the rapid tests don't really do shit. But, and there's like different ways for testing and different questions to ask when testing, and I don't know what questions we're answering when we're getting tested, so I don't know. But I don't know. I might have had it.
I can't believe. Wait, really quick. Let me just say this. I can't believe the first place we talked about this was actually on this podcast.
Yeah. Right? Like, I remember telling my girlfriend, like, she was about to travel to Europe, and I'm like, you probably might not want to do that just in case. You never know, you know? And,
Did she end up going?
oh yeah, totally. She was like, you're crazy. You are absolutely nuts. And she went anyways. And then she came back, and the office shut down, and all this shit happened. And now she's like way more gung-ho about COVID than I am. But I remember telling her, like, hey, you should probably not do this, at least initially, right?
I have to say, when I got it, and the first couple of days, I was definitely freaked out because you've been hearing so much about it, and like Jet, I don't know what you felt.
I mean, and they
like,
shut down entire economies for it.
Yeah, and like, now I have it, I don't feel so bad, like the worst thing that happened was I couldn't taste or smell, but to be honest with you, I lost like 10 pounds, so I was kind of feeling good. But
Well, because you just didn't have an interest in eating?
I didn't have an interest in eating. I wasn't hungry. Like, the only reason I was eating was just to kind of sustain myself, and I was mostly eating like soup, and just drinking waters. Wasn't anything.
Yeah, I didn't want to eat either.
I just didn't want. Yeah, nothing. Nothing was like
oh
appealing.
my god, that sounds like a nightmare. See, I don't want COVID just for the simple
But
fact
you kind of
that
feel like that when you're sick anyway. Like, you don't really want to eat.
no, I want to eat all the time. I don't know what the fuck you guys are
That's not
talking
true.
about.
That's not true. But with this, I didn't want to eat.
I'm saying that I simply don't want it because I fucking love food, and smell and taste is my biggest fear for it. And unknown side effects. But I mean, I don't want it for that. but
it is freaky, because you've been hearing about it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
I'm glad you guys are okay.
They say it can take a turn like overnight, and I was definitely freaked out for the first couple of days.
Yeah.
Like, is today going to be, is today the day that's going to get worse or something?
Yeah. That's crazy to have to go through that. I think the fear,
the psychological aspect, I think, was worse than the actual symptoms that I had.
Nothing to fear but fear itself.
I agree. I still feel like that. Like, one day I'm gonna wake up and worse, I'll come back.
Yeah, like, because you hear about these people that, like, 2 weeks later, it comes back and it's maybe worse or something, and
I'm so sorry, guys, that you guys have to go through that. I mean, you know what though? You should just pick up smoking. It seems like everybody I know who smokes doesn't have it.
I thought smokers were like more susceptible to it.
There's actually there was this early on study that showed that they're like, of course, it's not anything super scientific or anything, but there was this early study that said that smokers, like, appear like they're less likely to get it.
So I had heard that about like pot smokers, and I thought I was immune to it for so long because I was like, this is why I'm not getting it.
Yeah, well,
But
so were
apparently that's
you
not
seeing other people? Like, I know Jet had like
No.
a dinner with somebody. I've been having dinners with people.
I haven't seen anybody outside of my normal, which is like my normal crew is basically my family. Like I won't even go to my friends' houses. Like there's three of my friends live together right around the corner. I haven't even seen them because one of them was going out all the time and the other was going to work, and I felt like I didn't want to put myself in that situation. The only people that I saw were like when I was out walking the dog, and I always had a mask on. I don't know where I got
Did
it.
you wash your
It has
hands?
been like, yeah, I washed my. Oh my god, I washed my hands. My hands are so dried and caked from all the times.
Yeah. Oh, well, you went to the office a couple times, right? For
The last time I was in the office was in July.
I don't know, though. I don't know. But hey, listen, I'm glad you guys are okay.
I'm okay. You know, my family didn't get it. Like, you know, I'm hitting the bar up next week. Like, I don't care. I'm going out.
Wow. Wait.
yeah,
where did you
I've been
where did
around
you
a
go
lot
to
of
have Jameson? You were telling your
My
story.
kitchen.
Oh. Okay. All right. So like you're like I already have it now, so I'm just gonna go out. I mean, I wonder-
Yeah, I'm like, I definitely want to go out. I mean, I feel like it can't get worse, right? I mean,
Well, you could give
I
it
can't
to
get it-
somebody.
No, not anymore.
well, I'm not
You're way
I'm
past
out
that
of
point.
quarantine and everything. Yeah.
Oh, I that's right. That's right.
It's only like 3 days. You're contagious for like 3 days.
Yeah, this was like 3 weeks ago now that I got it.
Yeah.
Listen, I think we have pretty good odds of A, not getting it, and B, surviving it based on this group here. You know,
It sucked for me. I mean,
3 out of
you guys
5.
don't know this, but like the holidays suck. My father passed away on Christmas
no.
Eve,
Oh no.
and it
Oh
just
my God.
it like I found out like the day before Christmas Eve that I had it, and it just like I felt like I was ruining Christmas for my family, and so for me it was just more of it was emotionally difficult, and not being able to see anybody, and like we had all these not that we had all these plans, but like we were just gonna do what we've been doing on the holidays, like get together, and I kind of like ruined it for everybody. I felt like.
Nah, dude, you didn't ruin shit. You couldn't help that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad though in a way I got it, because now it's like I don't feel as afraid of it, you know.
Yeah. Jet, what'd you get for Christmas?
Rollerblades.
For real?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I got rollerblades at the beginning of the pandemic,
you're
and I've
gonna
only
be-
used them once.
What's the deal with rollerblades? Are they like
No,
back
they're
in?
so hard as an adult. I don't know how. Do you like the first time I put them on? I was like, how did I ever use these?
Are
as
they,
a kid?
wait, are they back in season or something? Are they back in style? Did you request
I've
these?
Yeah, I've always been a rollerblader, and I've had the same rollerblades. I'm not kidding, since the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And I'm 35. I can't wear these rollerblades anymore.
So you actually are like you've continued rollerblading like since you were a kid.
I mean, I started and stopped. It's actually been a while. I probably stopped rollerblading like 2011, 2012, and then I started like riding my bike. But I didn't care for the bike, man. I tried it for a few years, and I'm like,
I
wanna
put the
go back to
rollerblades
blade.
on, and I did not realize how difficult it would be. I don't know if I just like
fall
have lost
backwards,
my balance.
fall forwards. I actually want a pair of rollerblades now.
They're cheap. You can get like a really cheap pair on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know actually. Maybe I don't want them that much. Dude, I got my girlfriend got me a small amp for my electric guitar, and it's cool because it's got an app, and you can you get like different styles of amps and effects, and it'll also attempt to, like, if you play some chords, it'll attempt to throw a beat and a bass line behind it, and so you can play along. And you can also find shit on YouTube, and like it'll try and get like the root notes so that you can play along with it. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Jet, you'll be interested in this. I've fucking ordered, I don't know if you'll know what this is, but I ordered a Push 2 for Ableton Live. I've always wanted it. Do you know you know what that is?
What is that?
Okay, so it's
No.
like a launch pad. It's like an instrument that you use to create and perform electronic music, or hip hop beats. You can sample with it, you can sequence with it, create hip hop. You can create any genre of music, basically. I don't know why my internet on this machine is running super slow, but it's basically a pad with a bunch of lights on it, and you can use it as an instrument or a sequencer. You can play beats, or you can make beats on it. I don't know if you guys can see the screen right now. But I've always wanted it. I'll be making some shit on it. I'll also be using it to like loop little guitar riffs and stuff. Anyways, so my girlfriend got me this amplifier, and ever since I moved over vacation, I just continuously played guitar, like, and
Nice.
no, it's good and bad. Like, I really enjoy it, but now I think I've injured my hand from trying to learn like new chords and new things, and like, so now I'm trying to take a break, and it's really hard. It's like I feel like a pain inside my hand. I don't know how to explain it. And my wrist, if I were to attempt to do a push-up and lay my hand down, it would hurt my wrist. I don't know. Getting old, I guess. All right.
So what is there like
Jet.
some kind of
Oh no, go ahead, ask your question, because I just have another rollerblade question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just am curious where you go rollerblading. Like, do you
Well-
go to a park, or do you like just go down the street?
That's the dilemma. So I used to live in like a really quiet neighborhood on the other side of Staten Island, and like I had like 3 parks and boardwalk, beach, like everything to like rollerblade, and that's where I used to go more. And pretty quiet streets. Now I live in a super busy area of Staten Island, like next to a road on a highway. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. But I can't skate around my development.
What do you mean your
That's good.
development? Is the area where you live now in development?
Yeah, I live in a development.
Oh. I think Lux made fun of you saying, do you go with your boyfriend?
I go with my boyfriend. Yeah,
Yeah.
we hold hands and everything. It's great.
Oh, man. All right. So, what else were you going to ask, Jet? Oh,
You can hear me.
yeah. We can.
Yeah, what a pain in the ass that was.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was like torture. I wanted to make fun of you so bad for rollerblading, and I was just sitting here stuck on silent. Oh, did you see the meme I got you? You guys remember the Dos Equis commercials? The most interesting man in the world.
Yeah.
You have to play that video I sent.
I'm about to do it. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
You get
I'm sure you
anything
guys are having a
special?
grand old time without me, and then I log on and just start shitting all over people.
It's okay. I'm just happy you're here, man. It's been a while. All right, I'm playing this video. on rollerblading?
No.
Wow.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Wow. Oh man, Lux, you big asshole. All right, I really want to talk about the big elephant in the room, but I wanted to say congratulations, Jet, on Bitcoin hitting 40K.
Congratulations to me.
Yeah, dude, because you making money, bro. Like, yeah.
Yeah, me. I'm making money, right?
I can tell you, I had taken a loan out when I didn't have a job last year, and I took a loan out on my Bitcoin, and I decided to pay it off today, and I still have a shit ton left over, so because of the astronomical gain, right? So I was able to pay it off. It honestly, like, I must be like one of the luckiest people ever, but it like saved my life, to pay off that amount of debt, to accrue that much money in a short period amount of time is just like huge. It's life changing. Yeah. So I got the question the other day from a couple people, like, what do I do with my Bitcoin, right? And I said, you either leverage it or you spend it. And they asked me, well, why wouldn't I sell it? And I was like, why would you want to go back to something that's going to lose value over time and then also incur a taxable event? You should probably just try and use it for what it was made for, which is spend it. It makes very little sense to kind of like sell it back to cash when you can buy a lot of things, pretty much anything. There's now, since PayPal's now taking it, and there's a bunch of like debit card providers, you can now do things like pay rent if their landlord takes like debit or credit, and pay bills. So if you're listening and you're sitting on a shit ton of Bitcoin and you're thinking I should probably sell into cash or something, I think you should spend it or leverage it to take a loan or collect interest on it. Like, don't sell it. You'll lose money on the capital gains. Use it for what it was created for.
How much is the capital gains tax?
It depends on where you are. But I think it's
not
like
treated like equities, is it? It's not as high as equities.
it is treated like treated like property. So I think it's 20%. Somewhere between 10 and 20%. I know that's a wide range, but I completely forgot. But I mean, if you just think about what you can do with it, like, why even bother getting some of that removed? Just spend it. It's worth 40K now. Go buy yourself like that TV you always wanted, or some shit. Go pay your bills with it. Anything. Last year I hired a marketer. I paid her in Bitcoin. I bought some electronic parts. Every month I went on Amazon and I bought paper towels, toilet paper, and food for my dog with Bitcoin. Every month. There's services like Moon that allow you to do that. Now, with PayPal you can. I bought Ableton Live with Bitcoin too, because PayPal now allows it as a means of payment. So, anyways, congratulations, Jet.
Thanks.
Yeah. Is everybody ready to talk about the elephant in the room, which would be what the fuck happened earlier this week? What the fuck?
Those are your boys, man.
Oh my god. This is so insane. It's so insane because there's so
I feel like
much...
every day we wake up, we're in a movie.
It's the final season, or season finale, part 2 of the Trump legacy, I guess. And 2020. I mean, I think everybody's pretty hopeful for 2021, but I think the reality
I saw
is...
the funniest meme. It was like, I'd like my refund back on 2021. I had my 7-day free trial, and I do not like it.
Dude, I think everybody's really hopeful about 2021, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like if you look at what happened in like previous downfalls in the economy or like big like global events, you don't realize some of those issues till like the next year or like two years later, right? So we didn't have like a real estate crisis on the year of the recession. We had it the following year. So if you look at like 2008, most of the damage that was done was reflected in 2009.
And 10.
And 10, yeah, and 10. So
This has been going on for years. This is worse. This is worse than that too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's going to be tons of people who ran out of a job. They're probably running out of their savings around this point, and 2021 is just going to be drilling them into the ground.
All the eviction moratorium, everything like that's gonna end eventually.
Yeah. But it's just crazy. It's like I just watched this TV series called Dark. Have you guys seen it?
No.
It's a German show. It's about, there's a little bit of time travel and parallel universes, and like you look at what happened over the summer, right? And imagine that as like World 1, right? And then you look at what just happened, and that's World 2. It's like the exact same thing, stuff happened, but they're slightly different.
What's up, coaches? Hey.
What?
Hey, buddy.
Does it sound
I
like
hear a
he's
dog.
talking to a dog, or is he talking to a woman in high heels?
I hear like a dog thumping as well, like a tail.
Yeah.
See girl? Hold on.
I hope that's not how he talks to women.
I mean, I bet he does sometimes. Yeah, man.
But I think, I don't know. You're asking about what happened yesterday. I think there's a different route for that issue, not so much financial.
Yeah.
I think that was the conspiracy, right-wing, crazy, nutjob crowd.
Dude, not everybody, right? It's because it's like, it's similar to like what happened a little with BLM. Like you had like extreme groups in there, right? But I've seen like interviews of Trump supporters who were like, they're like, hey, listen, I support Trump, but like what's going on right now, I want nothing to do with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they weren't the ones that were there yesterday.
No, but they were. They were there. They went to the rally. They went to the rally. They stood outside Capitol Hill, the building, but like they didn't like raid the place.
There's definitely a lot of like bullshit flying around online right now. Everyone's claiming it was like fucking Antifa provocateurs were going in dressed as Trump supporters.
Dude,
Which definitely
right?
isn't the case.
What the hell? Okay.
Nah.
I mean, it's
I mean-
definitely not the case. There might have been a couple or a handful, but I mean, it's definitely not all of them weren't Antifa. But what is weird, is why weren't there more cops there?
Yeah.
Like, there was like
Yeah, that was.
there was like
Did you
30
see that?
cops.
No,
video
they kinda
of,
let
the
'em
cops,
in.
Like opening the gates
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, there's that video where they open the gates, but also, I mean, again, there's also plenty of video of them like climbing fences and walls and shit
Well,
like that.
I mean,
So
that
they
doesn't
also
surprise
built on the
me.
Capitol.
It really doesn't surprise me that they had some, maybe some supporters that were in law enforcement that let it go by. I mean,
Well, also, I mean, whether you open the gate for them and let them go by or whatever, that's one thing. But a separate thing is, why weren't there more cops? Why wasn't the National Guard there? Why wasn't this place?
Yeah,
fucking
this is
Because-
all. They were all
you know,
talking about it online on all of the.
but the
like,
only
Yeah,
people
this
who
is-
have authority to do that
Parler and
are
everything.
we-
high positioned authorities. You know, like I was
No,
watching.
they definitely. Capitol Police are like local police officers. If when we have a fucking BLM protest, they staff more cops in the area. I mean, it's
No, but
basic
it's not
shit.
Well,
them,
no,
though.
so
it's like
I was
Trump
wa-
called in the National Guard, right? For when
Yeah,
Black
right.
Lives Matter was in DC.
That's different, but they still should have had more Capitol Police there. They
I
still should
believe
have had-
I believe that too, but I was watching the response from the head of the police in DC today, and she was explaining how there's two separate entities. There's the MPD and then there's the Capitol Police, and she does not have the authority to control the Capitol Police.
Wow.
The Capitol, the sergeant or the whatever he's called, resigned today too.
Yeah, that was suspicious. That was suspicious.
Well-
Fuck.
No, I think he has to.
Biden
he has
called
to.
it, like Biden
After
told,
stuff
wasn't it
like
Biden
that.
or Schumer or something, said like if he doesn't resign, he was gonna fire him when the Dems take over in 2 weeks. The whole thing is it's a little too dramatic. I feel like
It's a little too dramatic. Yeah.
Listen,
Feels
dude,
weird.
I think it was an excellent out for Republicans. It was an excellent out for some
yeah,
of them.
it was
right?
a little too convenient. Like then all of a sudden they all decided that what they were going to vote against, it wasn't they didn't want to do that anymore. I felt like that was a little strange. Like if you're obviously going against, it wasn't the basis of them voting against Biden because it was it was all about election fraud. So now just because people stormed the Capitol, you're gonna change your mind on that? Like I
Well,
didn't
no, I
quite
mean, it's a way to
understand that.
still seem unified in their decision, but also an excuse to be like, we don't condone that, so we're backing out of this, right? Like, it's like, waving something shiny over here so that. Listen, my biggest problem with this, and you guys please tell me what you think, is that, like, I do think that there's an issue with voting and democracy and freedoms in this country. I think there are big issues, and it's a shame that it's taken this to like kind of bring that to the forefront. But it's now kind of that message is tarnished with this event and conspiracies and the issue, and I have a huge issue with that because I do believe that there's a problem. Do I think that Trump won? No, but there's a problem. There's not enough transparency. There's also this statement that's coming out from like Democrats from both parties saying that yesterday's event was a threat to democracy and freedom, and that statement really
That should be terrifying.
it is terrifying, but it rubs me the wrong way because I think that we've had a threat to democracy and freedom, and by saying that this event alone was a threat to democracy and freedom, then points the
Right.
finger at this event and not and
Yep.
and instead of us examining our threats to democracy and freedom, we are pointing it at this particular event.
But
That's
that's
what I'm
what
saying.
that's
When
what
your
everybody.
government-
That's what we always do. We don't look at the deeper problem.
Exactly.
We don't even
When
look
your
at the problem.
government- When your government starts using that kind of language, you should be terrified. I'm not saying we should be terrified of what happened. What happened was relatively small. I mean, unfortunately, some people got killed, and that's always a tragedy. But in the grander scheme of things, this is definitely not a threat to democracy in any way, shape, or form. Some jackass in a fucking Vikings helmet, looking like he was going to a football game, stood on a desk. That's not a threat to democracy. So when your government starts talking like that, you should be fucking terrified, not of the event, but of your government.
The bigger
And
threat
this
to
is gonna be
democracy
used.
was of everyone trying to not let the votes, like what the people, not letting the transition happen. That was a bigger threat, not this. It was our lawmakers opposing the election.
No, nobody opposed the election.
There were 6 people who
6 people in the Senate and like
Who-
138 in the House.
They objected. I mean,
they
that's
objected.
their-
They
yeah,
objected.
they're
But I mean, it's
like
okay to
doing-
object and then still certify the election, right? Like, and that's a move that any of them could have done.
Yeah,
Is
perfectly constitutional.
they can say, I object to this, but we're going to certify the election because, but
Yeah, there's something up. I mean, the Democrats, clearly there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of corruption happening there. I mean, it's been happening for years, and it's no secret. A
there's
lot of
corruption on both sides, dude. This is
it. Yes,
insane.
agreed,
Yeah.
agreed. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
with this whole situation, and I feel like yesterday was like a perfect scapegoat for them to look like the good guys, and to like sweep all this stuff under the rug, like all the things that we found out about them, and like all the things that have been leaked and whatnot. It's like people are not going to look at that now. They're just going to look at this situation. But the thing is, Trump's cult, they're not going to stop. I mean, they're going to
Nah.
keep going. I don't know what's next, but they're going to keep going.
Yeah, and the issue is that, and you can't ignore the fact that you have those people, a lot of people, and you can't ignore that you have also a lot of other people on the other side of that coin. So,
But there's a difference between a Trump voter and a Trump cult member.
yeah,
There's
Yeah.
two different people. You can vote for Trump, say I agree with his policies, I like his policies, I think he did a good job, whatever, and vote for Trump. But then there's also people who worship Trump. He can do no wrong in their eyes. There's no way he can't be president again. He's saving us from pedophiles in Washington. I mean,
He's-
there's all these. So a
he's
lot
the
of these.
only- I heard a lot of he's the only one fighting for our freedoms, and I'm like, how can he be the? I find it very difficult to believe he's the only one.
And there's a lot of those
But that's the
people.
He's
question.
not even fighting for our
Yeah.
freedoms. Like,
Nobody's
he's
even
doing
like
shit.
nobody's
He's
asking
not-
that question.
yeah.
Like, why are people so infatuated with him? Why do they think that he's the only one that can save? That is
Well,
doing
did you
us
see,
good.
Duff?
Well,
Did
because
you
he's
see
good at what he does, I think.
Did you see? Yeah. Well,
He's good at persuading people into following him.
did you guys see
But nobody's
the?
nobody's trying to pull them and direct them in another direction. Is what I'm trying to say.
Did you guys see
They're
the?
not doing anything. Yeah.
Did you guys see the rally for the Capitol before they stormed the Capitol? Did you guys see it?
No.
Okay, so
No.
I watched the whole
But-
thing. They took a Linkin Park song. They took a sample of Trump's voice.
Oh God.
And in the intro of the song, they said, it was a speech by him. This is bigger than both parties. And this is a threat and blah 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 blah. Listen, this all sounds like, and I've been watching YouTube, and I get, because I isolate like a lot of my, like I try to avoid advertising, so I have like multiple VMs and browsers and stuff like that. So I'll get like it's working. It's working when I start getting like left-wing advertisements and right-wing advertisements. And I can tell you that the right-wing advertisements are kind of crazy. Some of them, they're just like, so-and-so was taking money from China and blah, blah, blah. They're like really intense. They're like, they feel like propaganda. It all feels like social engineering. And I think when we ask like, why are people like this with him, he does have charisma, but it also feels like it's from a playbook from like Russia or something. It's weird.
But he's on the record. He's on record saying Republicans like the stupidest people in the world and they're easiest to manipulate. I think he said that like way before he ever ran for president.
Well, he was a Democrat before.
Yep.
Yeah, for a long time. I don't think he's that good, to be honest. Like, he doesn't strike me as that charismatic or really that good at like manipulating people. He's just the only one who's willing to say wild ass crazy shit against these corrupt ass politicians. Like, it just shows you how easy it is to corral Americans right now. All you have to do is stand against the mainstream establishment, and you're going to get a lot of people on your side, because people hate politicians so much right now. They hate establishment Republicans and Democrats and the media. So all you have to do is just say fake news, little Ted Cruz, Sleepy Joe, and then they fucking love you. It's not even that clever. You know what I mean? Like, if someone
dude, are you kidding? Those are great catch lines.
I think it is, man.
I remember all that shit. Like, all the like taglines, like you said, Sleepy Joe, fucking China virus, fucking like
crooked Hillary.
Yeah, they're taglines, but who says those taglines in politics? Nobody. It's like a TV show. It's like a TV show.
I guess that's what I'm saying. I guess the taglines, they're not bad, but if you could take that and combine it with someone who has half a brain and can lead effective policy, you would have a real dangerous leader. But he was an idiot. He didn't do anything really except the tax cuts in his first year. Yeah. He hasn't done anything since then. Really, we got like 100 meters of, wall down along the southern border. That's like all he did.
Well,
and those tax cuts will likely be repealed in the next 18 months.
He had the peace talks though with North Korea and all that kind of stuff.
That's true. He did a lot of. I think he was great actually on foreign policy. I think he was fantastic on foreign policy.
Yeah.
That's the one area I give him a lot of credit for. You're absolutely right there. But
I think Trump. I mean, I think he got more done than a lot of other presidents because he wasn't like bought, so he was able to get more done than other presidents would in 4 years. Because I think he accomplished like what Obama did in 8, what he did it in 4. Because what were Obama's biggest things? Like the Dreamers, the raising taxes, and obviously Obamacare, but that took a long time.
And that was a failure.
Obamacare took a while.
Yeah, but is that even really fair? I mean, like Obama met a lot of opposition because he.
Not in his first 2 years. He had both.
But 2 years out of 8, like I get what you guys are saying. I'm not saying that Obama would have done as much.
He also put in the Patriot Act, which fucked us. But
I just don't think it's necessarily apples to apples. That's all. You have to think about
and is it fair or not? I'm just objectively speaking. I'm just saying it seems like Trump got a lot done in 4 years for like the guy that knew nothing about politics or just like he's just a real estate guy and a TV guy.
He's a TV guy. That's what made him great at that stuff. Like, like I found his rallies like really entertaining, even though they were probably not like particularly great, but it wasn't something that I was gonna fall asleep to, Like,
It was like a gossip. It was like a gossip column. Like he was just like gossiping with these crowds, like talking about other people, like Nancy Pelosi is.
yeah, I mean, dude, I like, I could sit through a Trump rally, and I tell you what, I can't sit through any other rally.
Oh man, see, that's the thing about him. Like, I voted for him. I like him as president, but I can't listen to that guy fucking talk, man. It's like,
I don't take it. I take it a little bit. I take it mostly as a joke, and it's sad. Fun. It's sad that I take it as a joke because this is like the president.
Even as a joke, it's I don't know, even as a joke, it's not that funny. Like, I mean, it's wild and out there. That's something I don't know. Like,
it's just so shocking to me. It's like watching somebody get like it's like watching going on 4chan or YouTube and seeing like a gore video. Like I just can't look away.
Yeah.
Like it's like seeing somebody chop off his dick or something. You know what? Do you know what I'm? Maybe you guys don't go to those areas of the internet, but I
don't do that.
But like I can't not look away.
I think that's one of the best things about him was that because he was so wild and crazy and said all this shit that, you know, people were like, "Oh, you're not supposed to say that when you're president." Everyone paid a lot more attention, and like they had their fucking eye on the ball with this guy. In a way that, like, when Obama was president, no one gave a fuck. It seemed like, at least I didn't, you know. And it seemed like a lot of people let things slide. And now stuff is coming out. Well, not now, but it has been for the past few years. Stuff is coming out that Obama was doing, and it's like, oh man, Obama was a shit president. You know what I mean? Like, and he got away with all this garbage because no one was paying attention. Because when he talks, you're just like, oh yes, a real leader. You know. Meanwhile, he's fucking you in the ass.
Yeah, no, I spoke with this about with my girlfriend. Is like, Obama was likable, you know, like, and he could be fucking you in the ass, and you just take it and you wouldn't know, because you just like him, and as much as bad as everything has been, I will say that. And a lot of this stuff has been thrown out of context, but I will say that it has done an amazing thing, which is people for the first time in probably 30 years are really watching. And they are at least thinking and have an opinion on it in which they feel passionate about, which is good and bad, but like it's happening. It's not just like, well, the government sucks, what are you gonna do about it? Meh. You know?
Yeah, but I think a majority of the people are just viewing the points that are being told on whatever network they're watching. So it's not even really their opinion. They're just being told what to think.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you. I think you're right. Like,
but at least
it's
they're
the
doing
most involved
something.
People have been in like 30 plus years.
Is it
which
great?
is good, but you really want to hope that doesn't, you know, and I put this in like quotes, when things go back to normal, like that people aren't like, okay, now we're okay because, you know, Joe Biden's in the office or whatever. Like they have to stay on top of him. Like they have to treat him exactly what Lux was saying. Like nobody gave a shit about Obama because he spoke well. But like now that we know that this stuff is happening, like we have to treat Joe Biden the same way. You know, like we have to scrutinize what he's doing.
It's just
the same way that we were doing for Trump. You know, you can't do it for one and not the other.
Well, I mean,
it's not gonna happen though.
It's not gonna happen. You're right. It's not.
You don't think that we swung? So we hadn't been paying attention for a long time, right? And what happens when you're at an extreme, right? You swing to the other extreme. And then hope, you know, sometimes you end up somewhere in the middle. But I think Biden's going to be scrutinized for sure. He's not the most likable guy. He has
like it's
by the right
parties.
wing. By the right
it's
wing.
The parties that are doing this, like anything for Trump. If you,
You
listen
think
to any left
you think
wing,
all Democrats really like Biden? I don't believe that. I don't believe that
I
at
don't-
all. I think they
There's a
voted
pretty
for him.
strong element
I think they
of
voted for him.
progressives that really hate.
What?
There's a really strong element of progressives that really dislike Biden and the whole establishment. They've been pretty vocal, especially recently.
I really like.
So-
I'm not. I'm not like in support of Trump or a full Republican. I think I like to think so, but whatever. Anyways, my point is I don't think either of them are good, and I don't think Biden's good, and I don't think I'm the only one. I think there's like plenty of people who were on the fence with Trump, went over to people like Yang or whatever, and just voted for Biden to get Trump out of office. I don't think I think we're gonna see a
like,
lot
look
more.
at Hunter Biden, like he had this whole whatever happened to that? You know, that hasn't been in the news, and what was the outcome of that? Like, I think they're already.
But that's the thing with the news. The news is so biased. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're already treating him differently than they treated Trump.
Special treatment.
Biden is never.
Special treatment.
But I think you guys are right, because like every time I saw a debate, I was like, are we really watching the same thing here? Because he sounded like an idiot up there against everybody else.
Like everybody did want to unify to get him in office, and I think, like what Lux said, there's a real group of progressives that are going to oppose him. But is it going to change the way that like what he's doing is portrayed to the American people? No, it's going to be, the news are going to be all lovey-dovey like Biden. He does no wrong. They're not going to scrutinize him even a little bit, because they're going to want people, because that's a problem. We're not looking at any, we're not presented with policies and with what's happening in our country. We're presented with who they want to be the next candidate to win.
Right.
It's all about winning. It's all it is. It's like they're talking about 2024. Like, the country's fucked up right now. Like, fix that before you talk about like who's running for president in 3 years.
Well, 2024 is going to be probably the time we actually scoop out of this.
But nobody's in the now. You know, everybody's thinking about the future and how am I going to get the votes and who's going to vote for me and how do we don't want to lose this section, and you know, we don't want to lose.
I'm thinking about the future.
I'd
rather have Biden out. So like, you know, and
I'm
find
learning Mandarin.
like I'm seeing it as like we got to deal with this for like 4 years. This dude for like 4 years, and then we really need to like work right now to figure out what the future is going to be like, because that's our next opportunity.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think about the plans that the Democrats have now with the court packing the courts.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be able to pull that off.
Do you think they're going to do that?
I think they're going to try. I think they're going to try all these things. I mean, they said it. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Yeah, Joe Manchin is supposed to go against them.
Yeah, he's like the most popular man right now.
What do
they
you
can
guys...
buy? They can buy him. They can threaten his life. That could be easily changed.
What do you guys think about the lady who got shot? Did you guys see that video?
No, I didn't see it.
So she, this lady here, I'll see if I can bring it up. But let's see. But basically, this lady got shot and killed, and she was on. She was on like a window or something, and you just see this like pistol, and one shot, and she like falls off the window and dies immediately.
What was she like, scaling the wall? What do you mean?
No. That she was already inside the Capitol building. Riots died. Video. Let me see if
this was at the festivities yesterday.
The festivities, dude. Let's see.
I'm with Lux though. I mean, I honestly don't think it was such a big deal. I gotta be honest. Like, people are like, it's horrifying. I'm like what was horrifying? they sat at Nancy Pelosi's desk and took a selfie?
No, bro. I mean, you should. I mean, you should see some of the like a lot of the stuff that happened during the BLM stuff also happened here. You know, tear gas, flashbangs, people getting beaten with batons.
I thought they were saying that stuff didn't happen, though.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Okay,
that didn't happen.
It's
I have
happened.
not watched any of the video. Like, I really haven't.
Listen, it's happened from, you know, I've been scouring the internet for this stuff, right? Because yes, when they approached the building, security was very weak sauce, but at nighttime, you know, going into the sunset, right? Like it got a lot crazier, right? So like there's video of like a line of policemen, thousands of people in front of that line of policemen, and they're clearly understaffed, but like they're trying to do their job. There's you know, here, I'll try to bring up some stuff here. It's just hard. Let's see.
But these people though, like what they did kind of didn't make a lot of sense, right? They just caused a ruckus, they caused like melee, but they didn't really have a plan to go into the Capitol. Like, it's not like they went into the Capitol like, we're gonna kill it, or they had a noose, but what did they do with it? Like, they weren't armed. Like, some of them were, some of them weren't. But like, what? Like, there was no.
What was the plan?
It was just chaos. Yeah, it was just chaos.
I mean, do you guys think? Listen, I try to think about it this way. I'm not saying I agree with this at all, but like if you were a person who truly believed everything that Trump said about the elections, that like 100% believed it, right? You would be convinced that shit is like out of control and wrong. And so protesting outside might not warrant enough. And especially if the doors were wide open, and they were, and so they walked in, and you know,
walk in and view it, is it something that like you can go in as a person of the public and watch?
Yeah. Yes. But you have to go through like metal detectors, and there's like all this shit you have to do. But yes, it's
all
open
right.
to the public.
Are you guys watching?
Yeah,
this is the video.
Come on.
I'm gonna repeat it a few times.
Can you make it bigger?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Holy fuck. Holy shit, who was it? Whose gun was it? That's crazy, dude. Whoa.
I'm playing it one more time just in case you missed it.
That is fucking wild.
Yeah, that looks like.
Whose gun is that? That doesn't even look like a cop. Is that a cop?
Shots fired!
They say it's Capitol Police, but
Go back to the gunman who pokes out just before he shoots.
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing a suit.
Yeah, he looked like he's wearing a suit, but he also had a
no.
mask
Okay,
on.
so there are
Positive.
pictures.
Yeah, he does have a mask on, and
There-
like it looks like he has gloves on.
Yeah.
There are pictures. There are pictures of people inside the actual room, with
Look.
suits and
His face.
with suits and guns, right? So like, there's plenty of pictures on the internet, guys, of this. They're either Secret Service or maybe they are
Yeah, I guess
police.
it could be Secret Service.
But they were in the building. There are just tons of a lot of shit happen. And it's more, you know, if you're just reading the news, and like also I watched the entire thing on C-SPAN, Okay, here's another one. They smashed. Hold on. Let's just scroll here for a minute. All right.
You know what's like really disgusting to me? Every time you see anything now, you just see everybody just taking videos. Like you see all those people with the selfie cameras just holding, like that's all that they're there for.
Dude, they're
not there
the
to
guy
protest,
next
they're
to
not
the
there
dead
to-
lady, the guy next to the dead lady, so she saw her get shot and then ran up to her face and just started recording her. Didn't even help her out.
Like-
just
like,
started recording
that's
her
just-
face.
Like they're those are the people that are just there to record and just share and provide you with what they want you know what I mean? Like you should have helped that woman. Like yeah, it sucks that she got shot, but
Yo, this is
You're
really
not-
weird. I'm getting
you're
a
a horrible
completely
human
different
being.
feed. So I pulled up Twitter on an anonymous account, and I'm getting a completely different feed than my other account. This is really bizarre.
I think though one thing I could say though, that the thing that is scary about that is that it was incited by a sitting president.
Yeah.
That's what makes it crazy. It's like if Trump wanted to take it to the next level, he probably could.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Because once the military gets activated, it's done. I mean, there's no.
But before it was activated, I think that's what
Dude,
Jed,
this
is that
is
what you
so
mean? Like,
fucking
could
weird.
have it could have went worse. Is that-
You could do a lot of damage. Yeah, you could do a lot of damage before. But,
This is
I mean,
so
like,
bizarre, guys. Like I can't tell you how bizarre this is. I'm getting a completely different feed in this anonymous account.
What did the other one have?
A lot more videos of what happened. This is bizarre. I mean, whatever.
Did you see the guy, like the guy with the big beard who was next to the guy with the Viking helmet?
Yeah.
Supposedly he has a communist tattoo on his hand.
Yeah, there's one like this guy here. You see him at there's photos of him at like BLM events and this event. He's probably just a
Viking
dude
guy?
who likes to go to riots or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
you
was
don't
at the
dress
B-
up like that to not be seen.
He was at the BLM events protesting like BLM, like because I saw a pretty good video, and basically like they were outing a lot of these people that were there and a lot of these people that were in the picture. Like,
Dude,
people had
how
information.
insane is this?
What do
I'm
you
sorry.
mean they were outing them? Like they were at both.
They knew them, like, because there's like the MAGA community. So there's like this rapper,
Oh.
and he's like a MAGA rapper, and a lot of these people like his music. And he knew a lot of the people at the who were breaking into the Capitol building. So
So he's
he was
sharing
like-
who they are.
Yeah, because he's like, he's like the guy with the Viking helmet. He's not part of Antifa. He's actually a QAnon guy. He's big into QAnon. He's a witch. He's into witchcraft and stuff like that. But he's for the cause, and he's a patriot, and yada yada yada. And yeah, a lot of these people that broke in were like heavy into the whole QAnon conspiracy theory, which
That
is
doesn't
like,
surprise me. Yeah.
yeah, which I don't know if you guys know about it, but you probably do.
I don't. What is it?
QAnon is like,
It's the pedophiles,
yeah,
right? Like
it's
they're
the pedophile thing. It's like a code language written by this guy Q, and basically the code language is saying, talks about how Trump is gonna save us from pedophiles in Washington, and he's gonna do all these great things, and they believe that Q is John F. Kennedy Jr., and it's wild. It's wild. It's a real rabbit hole.
This is, guys, I can't express this enough. How different this feed is from my feed, and so that would explain why you're probably not getting the same stuff. I mean, that's just bizarre. Anyways, there's a lot of it, especially that was posted the night of. Anyways.
Yeah, C-Man, like you saw these videos and you're like telling me like, yo, it's much worse than you think. And I had the same thing with the BLM stuff. Like, people were just like watching the regular news and like looking at websites and stuff like that. I had TikTok, and I saw every video these kids posted, and these protests were insane.
Yeah.
Insane, man. Shit that went on, and we're talking about how many states this went on in: Portland, New York.
For months.
I mean, for months. It just kept, every day I woke up TikTok, and they play that stupid song, "This is America, this is America," every single day. They're breaking into stores, they're looting, they're beating people up, they're burning things down. It was totally insane. I couldn't believe it. It was so like heartbreaking, but not realizing that no one else was watching this except me.
Let me ask you guys something. So you guys saw that is crazy. And this is like social engineering at its best, man. This is fucking nuts. Anyways, but I wanted to ask you guys, now that you've seen the video of that woman getting shot, right? That chamber is supposed to be a room full of senates, right? Do you feel that action was justified? Do you feel that, because the concept is that the senator's life may have been in danger, right? And when this lady like breached through an area where she's not supposed to be in, they shot her. And but think about this. The same thing happened on during the BLM stuff. You know, you had like shop owners who felt that their life was threatened because rioters were breaking into their shop, and so they shot at them, right? But there was a big hoopla around that as well. And then, you know, if somebody's going to attack your store, would you want to guard it because it's your small business? This is basically your livelihood, your life. You spent 20 years building up this business, and you don't want it to get like broken into. Do you think they're comparable, or do you think it was? Oh, so this is something you didn't really see. Right here, if you're still watching, I finally came to it. So you see this line of police officers here. You see this dude getting tackled. Everybody's getting tackled, and eventually they break through.
Is that one? Oh, they're really fighting.
But yeah, there's more to this video. They actually fully break through, and this entire crowd overruns the police. But so yeah, let me ask you, what do you guys think? Do you think they're comparable situations? Do you think that action was justified?
I have some strong opinions about this. I think when it comes to the BLM riots, first of all, I don't think they're comparable at all. They're two extremely different things. An individual has the right to defend themselves, their property, their home, period. You know, so if you're coming into someone else's place, you know, that's it. All bets are off. You take your life into your own hands at that point. You know, so there's no question there. You absolutely have the right to defend yourself. That's one thing. When it comes to what happened yesterday, I have conflicted feelings about it because, I mean, I'm pretty patriotic and idealistic and believe in symbolism, and the Capitol building is a monument to democracy and liberty and freedom, and not just the United States but the Western world and our way of life is like enshrined in that building. And so a part of me, you know, looks at this and sees the desecration of all those values and beliefs. And I say, fucking smoke every single one of them. You know, these are fucking hostile forces, and they're desecrating our ideology, our way of life, our values, and we should absolutely 100% defend it. And they shouldn't have been allowed to cross the line in the first place. However, I've been trying to soak up as many perspectives as possible, and I've gotten a couple of perspectives that I found really interesting. One of them was the Capitol building is where this is the home of the legislature. So this is the home of the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House of Representatives, and in the same way that it's a symbol for freedom and liberty and all of that, it's also a symbol of the ruling class. And I fundamentally believe that the ruling class of the United States today, as it is 100% corrupt, pretty much top to bottom. There's people who aren't actively corrupt, but they're complicit in the corruption, and they're basically criminals. So in the same way that this building is a symbol to freedom, it's a symbol to corruption and criminalism in the highest echelons of our government. And so while I think you should 100% defend it as a symbol of freedom, I feel also on the other side, you should 100% attack it as a symbol of corruption. You know, it's, I feel very conflicted when it comes to what happened yesterday.
Well, I mean, do you feel that, so the reason I kind of put those two together is because on the one hand, you had like a shop owner, right? Humble shop owner who is fearing for their life and trying to protect themselves, right? With rioters breaking into their place, right? Leave the property and business stuff alone to the side for a minute. And then on the other hand, you had maybe a senator who had a bodyguard or whatever, who felt that maybe their lives were in danger. You know, they were hiding under the pews and stuff like that. And, you know, at the end of the day, they felt that they should shoot and take a life for that. And I think that's what I'm kind of like wondering, is that like not necessarily on the attack as on the building as a symbol, but like this life that was taken in an effort to protect a senator in this
I think
situation.
I think you're making a false equivalency. I mean, had the BLM rioters attacked only government buildings and only government officials like the cops, that would be different. That would have been a more ideological struggle. But they took a lot of, you know, innocent bystanders down. You know.
No,
I mean?
listen. I wanna make it clear is that there are from what I've seen, I think that the business owner has every right to defend his business and himself in that situation, 100%. But there are people who feel that that is not true. There are also people who feel that, you know, 100% this lady should have gotten shot without hesitation. And there are also people who feel that, like, maybe this person shouldn't have gotten shot because she didn't really, you know, attack. You know, she didn't really do anything yet. She was just trying to get closer. But then you can also argue that, like, you know, if a terrorist group, like a official terrorist group ended up trying to get closer, quote, you should shoot them on the spot. But, and I guess I'm trying to, I put them as side by side because you have a humble business owner who's probably an average citizen, and then you have a senator, and it seems like these lives don't matter equally to some people.
I think also this is not the same as a shopkeeper defending their store. I think we don't know if that was a senator shooting. You know what I mean? Like, it was somebody protecting. It wasn't.
It was somebody protecting.
I would say if it's
senator.
a senator shooting to, you know, because they feel threatened, that would be that's equal to the shopkeeper shooting because he's protecting either himself or his property. And I think that's what I don't know how many other how many other people, she's the only one that was shot. Is he the only one that shot someone? You know, like, it didn't look like he, like, from the perspective that we saw, in my opinion, I think everybody that sees these videos, that's the problem, is like everybody can have an opinion about it. Like, we don't know what was going through that guy's mind. He could have been a total rookie. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know how threatened he felt. Like, I think it was too much. I don't think he should have shot. From the perspective that I see, it doesn't look like he was threatened. Didn't look like she was threatening him. Like, she didn't even have a weapon or anything like that.
Lux, do you feel like she should have been shot, or that shot was justifiable?
I don't know. I mean, I think these questions. I mean, to a certain. My computer keeps freezing. I don't know if or it's like going to sleep. I don't think I'm back.
You're back.
I don't know if you can say. I don't know if we're speaking with the right language. Like justifiable. I don't know that is the right way.
I don't think we can speak to it.
Analyzing this whole incident, because it depends. Justifiable is. It's justifiable depending on what perspective you want to take. So it's justifiable from both ends. But I mean, from the perspective of any person, I think if you enter a United States federal building in this manner, you should be expecting to put your life at risk. So
yeah,
I think that ultimately is like, it's like if you entered that building yesterday, you should assume that you're going to end up in prison for a very long time or dead. If you didn't make those assumptions, then you're very, very stupid and ignorant and naive.
That's fair. Are you guys seeing what's on the screen right now? This is what happened at nighttime.
Yeah.
It got real at nighttime. Police enforcement got serious.
Yeah.
They had no choice, right? They had to.
You have to get order. Yeah.
I mean, I guess so, but like, a lot of people say that. A lot of people are saying that like they didn't do, they didn't do enough, or like when BLM happened. When BLM happened,
it's being presented as when it started, there was no.
When
protection.
BLM happened, it was a great shock to see people getting beaten or pushed like this, and so it's just interesting seeing it happen in the same way. Which some people probably feel good that it's happening in the same way.
Well, I think you hear a lot that basically like, oh, if this was a bunch of black people and they stormed the White House, they'd all be dead right now. I've heard a lot of that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about that? Like, what are your...
I mean, look,
don't
they
know.
responded the same way.
But do you think it would have taken as long? Like, this didn't happen until nightfall, so that was, what, like an hour and a half, 2 hours later? Do you think it would have...
There's something else is going on here, man. This I don't trust this shit at all. Like, I mean, the point I made when we started this conversation is like, where the fuck were these guys in the beginning of the day? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
The idea that the simplistic sort of dialogue that gets presented to us of like blue versus red, left versus right, Republicans versus Democrats, white people versus black people, racism is always the answer. All this shit is just, it's a fucking distraction. I mean, and the people who are really running shit, who decide what goes down, couldn't give a rat's ass about any of that shit. I mean, I think it's a waste of time to discuss it in those terms. Like.
Wait, what terms?
Maybe
what terms?
Maybe it would have been different had they been black people. Had it been black people, a group of black people storming or BLM Antifa rioters storming the Capitol building, had everything gone differently. Who knows? But also, who cares? That's an irrelevant framing to the discussion.
Yeah.
Like, because there's much bigger things at play here. Like, that's what they want us to be talking about. That's what they want us to be worried about. They want us to be worried about these simplistic concepts and arguments. And
I think we
theories.
said the same thing when BLM happened as well, right? Like we had talked about that on our show.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like all of this is a huge distraction.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think you're right. I still think the same way about this. Like it's just incredible. All of it seems really. Of course, it could just be that this is just so extreme, but it seems unreal to everybody. I don't know.
I think in the same way that things went down with the BLM riots over the summer, where all this violence happened, and now you're not going to get any real change. Like, we were in a moment where we might have got some real change. More than likely, it's not going to happen because of all the violence that went along with it. I think the same sort of tragedy is at play here, where, you know, I don't know that this was a moment where something would have changed, but whatever goodwill this quote unquote movement or whatever it is that Trump started has just been washed away now. So
that's my biggest problem with all of this is like that was my biggest problem with the BLM stuff. My biggest worry was that like this was gonna just be thrown aside and all you would focus on is the violence, and the same stuff with this. All people are going to focus on are the violence.
Yeah, nothing happened to change or affect actual race that goes on.
Lux, we gotta end this. Actually, I just realized the time. Sorry to cut you off, Jet. Do you want to finish your thought?
No. I was just saying, like, nothing. There was no real. You didn't see any real change. Everything was surface level. Everything was superficial. Like, oh, we're gonna put black movies on Disney Plus, and we're gonna like that's what they did. Like, or they're gonna censor Citizen Kane. That's bullshit. Like, that's how you solve things. Like, give me a break, you know?
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna end this on a happier note. I'm gonna ask you, Lux, what I asked everybody else. How do you feel? What are your emotions today? If you can give me one emotion.
Yeah, I'm pretty like beat, man. New Year's took a lot out of me. We threw a huge party.
Another one for tired.
Another one for tired. What you threw a huge party?
We had like I don't know, 12, 15 people over at the house, and we basically partied all the way to like 3:00 in the afternoon the next day.
Yo, fucking Blake throws 50 people parties deep, and Duff in isolation gets fucking COVID. And holy cow, did you get any presents for Christmas, Hanukkah?
No, but I got presents for New Year's. That was fun. So we stocked the entire house with beer, wine, liquor. We had like a cocktail making station. Like, everything was on the house. Me and my roommates covered it. We had a half ounce of blow. We had acid. Like, the entire fucking party dropped acid and was just doing blow for like 12 hours straight.
Jesus. No wonder you went till 3. Did you end up ripping your DVD player out of the well?
Yeah.
This time? Oh, man. You know what? I found a picture of me with 2 hookers the other day. It was a good time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. One of my old friends said, you know, I always kept this because I thought it was fucking hilarious. And so they sent it to me recently. Lux, are you on Signal yet?
Dude, I have a BlackBerry.
Oh, my God. You can get it on desktop, by the way. Everybody needs to get on Signal here because I am no longer texting regularly. That's why I haven't really been talking much on Discord. I pretty much just keep it to the server. But once you guys do get on Signal, I'll message you with a random username. So,
How's
There's
the
a-
whole privacy thing?
Great, man. I mean, honestly, I think it's one of the best things I ever could have done for myself because I get a lot of different perspectives when I go on social. I'm not married to my cell phone anymore because it stays most of the time in the bag. I use it when I need it. For the most part, things are just a little bit less convenient, so I don't end up doing things that I would normally do impulsively. It's been a little bit of a struggle, with like communication, getting people on Signal because Signal's like really the easiest way to do it. Signal was trending today, by the way, because I guess people finally found out that WhatsApp collects their data, and so they're switching over. I've been telling people about this for a long time, to get off of WhatsApp, but yeah.
Somebody also, one of the big executives, one of the tech companies, said a Signal to go.
It was said what?
One of the big tech company executives
Said what?
Signal is like
Oh. Yes.
Elon Musk. Oh, Elon Musk said it.
Yeah, Elon Musk said it. Snowden's been touting it for quite some time. And if you don't believe them, you can go online and look at the open source code. Or you can just trust that, because it's open source, people
Guys,
are looking at it intensely.
the Trump rallies are going strong today.
They are?
Yeah.
They cut off internet at the in Washington, and cell service, which was insane, because it shows just how vulnerable our communications and internet is. They probably did it as a precaution to like avoid or prevent remote detonation of bombs and communication, and cut social media posts,
Yeah.
But it's crazy. We really need some kind of way to communicate outside of it that still gives us what we need, like a peer-to-peer internet, peer-to-peer communication, something.
Yeah, I'll get on Signal. I think I'm gonna do AOSP here in the next couple of months.
Sweet.
I'll be on there soon, but the BlackBerry's not bad, man. I mean, if there was just a little bit more app support, I would keep it.
Yeah.
The only problem is that I have with it is no Spotify. If I had Spotify, I'd be cool.
Yeah.
But no Spotify, I'm dying. Like literally all you can do is like emails, texts, and phone calls. And in the beginning, it was tough. Like I would obsessively like just pick up my phone because that's what you do,
Yeah.
And I would just pick up my phone and I would look at it and go, "Oh yeah, I can't do anything with this." And I would stare at it for like 2 minutes until it like clicked in my brain that like I can't do anything with it. And now I'm not as bad about it, and I don't miss it as much, except like the Spotify when I'm in the car.
Yeah, that's a big thing. It's like I realized I don't miss it as much as I thought I would. Like I kept my other phone the way it is, thinking like, maybe I need it, but I don't. I use it for texting, for calling, and that's it pretty much. And I do browse the internet when I'm on the shitter. I don't even use it for music yet, but yeah, I do miss some conveniences with music, but most of the time I'm at my desktop.
The one thing I miss is Google on my browser. Like, man, DuckDuckGo is just not as
It's great.
convenient
Yeah.
as Google.
So you might
Google
want to
is just-
check start page and quant sometimes. I find that like sometimes when I'm searching for stuff, it's an extra step, but DuckDuckGo does a generally good job. But I realized that I actually don't miss Google as much as I thought I would. But
For me, it's like addresses or like restaurants and stuff like that, you know?
So what I use for that is, and this is actually what Apple Maps, okay, it's not perfect, but it's better than a lot of other stuff. And when you get ASOP, you can get Open Maps, which allows you to navigate. But Apple Maps is not that bad. I don't turn on the GPS. You know, most of the time it's off. It's more of like a local thing. But they at least don't use Google, and they at least claim that your identifier is randomized, which is better than just straight up using Google Maps. So I've been using that.
You think Quant is better than DuckDuckGo?
I think Quant, I use Quant quite frequently, actually. On my phone, I use DuckDuckGo, but Quant is pretty cool. Quant has maps too, but they won't give you like hours or photos like Apple Maps would. And Start Page is good too. I get a lot of like edge stuff, but I think my top picks would be Quant or DuckDuckGo. But I mainly use Quant.
Can you make Quant your default?
Yeah.
Search engine?
It sounds too much like Quant.
Quant. Jet, when are you getting on Signal?
Quant.
You gonna do it?
Oh man, I guess I'll try. Yeah.
Dude, it really it's really easy. It's like signing up for WhatsApp. It's the same shit. It's really easy.
But it's not on mobile, right?
It is. It's on mobile.
Oh.
It's on mobile and desktop. In fact, it's important that you do it on mobile because then you can do phone calls and stuff. I haven't made a regular phone call in a while. I've just been using Signal
Wow.
and video. I want a video call with you guys. That'd be great. All right. I'm a call it because I gotta go bed.
Yep.
Good night, everybody. Happy New Year once again. I got some big plans. Once again, the stream is now in 1080p, so we're making some progress. There'll be big changes for 2021. Maybe the biggest changes ever. All right.